out during the anti-spin. And that shares the same snapshot or insight as the second pattern, the 2-petal versus 4-petal diamond. It again also shows that during the swing of the pattern, that at the bottom and top, as it's moving, the poi or the props, both are facing out at the top and facing out together at the bottom. On the side, they're split, they're in and out at the sides. So that's the secondary transition theory. So I'm going to show you a very easy drill that'll help you transition between both. The drill is simply starting with both poi down and neutral. And all you're going to do is you're going to take them and pull them and flip them up into butterfly at your side. Once they're at this point here where they're in opposites, on the upswing as they hit that top, you're going to bring them down back to that neutral spot. And then repeat the same thing on the other side. Pull them up into the opposites. And then once that you get a comfortable feel with it at that top, bring them up and down. So you're just going to watch the top to bring them back to basically the bottom here for that stall. So work that a couple times. Stall down. A couple of times. Stall down. Now the big thing here to transition, as I'll show you, is most of the transition theories, not all of them, but most of them happen through these very quick and very subtle stalls that allow you to switch between the timing. Some of them are more deliberate, and you can use them to access different types. And I'll show you a couple of examples at the very end. But for now, we're going to start with the 4-petal anti-spin and show you at the bottom you hit, transition to that opposite, and that puts you into the other pattern. Same thing, you come back to the side, watch for that moment, back down, transition back between them. Same thing, bam, bam, bam. And so that's pretty much it for the most part, okay? Pretty simple. You can do it on top too, but the top part's a little more difficult because of gravity. It's the same exact conversation where you're in that split time, you're gonna watch for the upbeat, and when they go up, you're gonna switch back down, and then hit, and then switch back into that split time to go to the other pattern. So it's doable, it's just a little bit more difficult. But if you work that bottom part, just starting at neutral, switching into the butterfly, and going back down to stall the neutral, that'll give you what you need to know. And the big thing here to point out too is on my side, is when I'm going from this, switching into that other pattern, I have one poi on the inside plane against my body, so my native hand, my right hand, my left hand's in front in wall plane, right? And so as they switch and go down, I'm switching between which hand's inside and out. And they do that, well, yeah, they do that throughout the pattern. They switch which one, but they stay. So my left hand is anti-spin, my right hand is in-spin. So on my right side, my poi's in, my left side, my right poi's out in front. Versus 4-petal anti-spin. The transition theory at left and right is when the poi are split. So this is a drill you can begin by switching the directions of my poi, going from my left to my right, or to my right to my left. So you just stop at the top of that spin, and then they end up in split. One thing that's really nice about that is that split that's at the side is you can transition into quarter time, which technically is quarter placement, not quarter time. But you'll see what I mean. So at this point, here or here, stop the poi and then split, and you can walk through quarter time and bring it back into that pattern. Again, stop, give it a beat, switch through quarter time, bam, bam. And that's true the other way as well. As soon as you go up and over, you hit that split, give them a beat, rock through it, right? Another thing that you can do with this pattern as well, that's at that split, that's an extra drill, is you can learn to play with the idea of point isos. So once you're at that split, you have this point iso that goes across, comes right back to the other side, right? It's kind of like a little drag. So the same thing, you can hit that pattern, go through it a couple times, and once you're ready, hit that split and bring it over and go back into it. Bam, bam. Yeah, so there's extra little things to play with.